welcome back to a One Man's Trash. This is a trivia contest like we do occasionally. This will be contest number 3, CJ. These are gaining some steam, so it's pretty good. By the way, where did you get the Team USA jersey?
So obviously this is not a real Team USA jersey, despite the fact that it has the American League flag and whatever this thing says. When I was 17 and 18 years old, junior and senior year, I believe it was, when I was in high school, I played, and there wasn't really travel baseball, but there was some kind of like travel sort of organization. They put some high school players together. I went to high school in New Jersey, even though I grew up in New York. They put a bunch of guys together, and we played in what they called an international tournament. And so they called us Team USA, although it was not officially Team USA. It was just a bunch of kids from northern New Jersey that people probably didn't know this, but we represented the entire country in our little tournament. Yeah, so and this is my jersey from it.
So nobody knew it but you guys. So
yeah, fake Team USA.
At least win the tournament.
That's a great question. I don't remember.
I have a couple things that I really need to get rid of. Hopefully this week somebody will choose something that is mine. All right, CJ, so let's go with trivia. You will run it today. If you are going to send the answers, the way this game works, the remaining stuff available, you get to pick. Send the answers to @CJ Nitkowski. The first person to get them all right will have first pick, the stuff that is left.
Yep, 7 items remaining. If you have any questions, you go back and watch episode 1 of this. Not episode 1 of One Man's Trash, but episode 1, the first trivia, which we did, which I think was 11 or 12, whatever number it was. Go check it out, or just send me a note if you have any questions about what's there. You can see in the picture as far as what's remaining. All right, here are the 3 questions. Send your answers to me. 16 times in our game's history, we have had 16 different players hit 4 home runs in a game. But only once did it happen of those 16 times where the player only had 4 plate appearances in that game. Ooh. So who is the only player to hit 4 home runs in a game with only 4 plate appearances in that game? That is question number 1.
Question, you, dude, whoever that dude was felt so good going to bed that night. He probably didn't go to sleep that night.
He may not have. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Only person to ever have done it. All right, the most home runs, now pay close attention here, hit at any ballpark happened in 1999 in Colorado when we saw 303 home runs leave the ballpark at that stadium. Okay, that was 1999. The next 3 highest totals all took place last year. So basically, after Colorado, which leads 303 home runs hit in that ballpark in 99, the next 3 totals all happened in 2019. Tell me the 3 ballparks last year that led up the most home runs in 2019. All right, and the last one we do these. We call.
On the 1999, I read it the other day on MLB.com. You know how that guys like to do the park adjusted stats?
Yeah.
Mike Petriello, and I believe his tweet, I'll have to find it for you. It basically took the best home run hitters in the history of our game, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and I want to say Willie Mays was in there too. And they simulated their careers had they played at Coors Field in 1999, and I want to say hammering Hank Aaron would have led all of them with over 1,000 home runs in his career.
They didn't throw Sadahara in there with his composite bat, 1,200 home runs.
Wow. That 1,000 homers.
That's crazy. And I don't doubt that he would have done it. It's unbelievable to think. You think about the bigger ballparks that he had to play in throughout his career. All right, last question, and we do the who am I, right? We give you the facts. We say it in the first person, and then you have to figure out who it is. So here we go. I was signed in 2004 out of the Dominican Republic, but did not make my major league debut until 2010. I have played parts of 10 seasons for 4 different teams. I was an all-star in 2016, a season in which I finished with a 103 OPS plus. While mostly an infielder throughout my career, I have played every position with the exception of first, center field, and catcher. In my lone pitching appearance last season, Alex Avila homered off me in a 15-8 loss. Now, here's where you're going to get this question. During Derek Jeter's tenure in New York, which was 1995 to 2014, I had the second most starts at shortstop behind the Hall of Famer. Who am I? Who had the most starts at shortstop for the Yankees during Derek Jeter's tenure? Obviously, Jeter had the most. Who had the second most? Send your answers to me at CJ Nitkowski. All 3 questions. You can see them there on the board. They're a little bit longer. I think a little bit more. Maybe do a little bit of work. And the first person to send me the 3 correct answers, or should say the answers to all 3 questions correctly, will then get to pick from the 7 items we have remaining.
Ooh.
Do you know it? Did you know it, Spilly?
I might know the last one, but I'll save it for when we do our next show.